Welcome to Effective People, your HR transformation partner.
My name is Eric. As mentioned, I've worked with SuccessFactors for quite many years, and the last 12 months I've been trying to dig my way into AI and what is happening inside the world of SAP Cloud Solutions, especially within HR. Pratibha?
Good morning. Welcome, everyone. My name is Pratibha Sethi, and I'm SAP BTP Architect at Effective People. So I look after integrations, application extensions, and data migrations, and so on within HR space. And yeah, I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you for that. And because we know we saw there was quite a big interest for this topic. Just to let you know, this is not a commercial about Effective People. Just from a very brief overview, we have been around for quite a long time. We're more than 250 people across 20 countries, and over the past 20 years, we have completed more than 1,000 SuccessFactors engagements, and at any point in time, we're supporting more than 150 customers, either during implementation or with our application managed services. So we do everything in SuccessFactors. We're certified by SAP in all areas. We also work with complementary products such as Qualtrics and workforce software, and of course also the business technology platform in cases where where our customers they need extra services. So, but without any further ado, I would like to just jump straight into it. So today we'll be talking about what is it that the AI is, what's all the buzz about AI, what is happening in the area of SAP SuccessFactors, and we'll also have a look at one of the first features called Joule, the digital assistant, what that looks like, and talk about implementation considerations and some prerequisites and other things to be aware of. Now, no need to talk about much about the background of AI. There's countless number of researchers saying that everyone's talking about it. It's getting a lot of attention. This is a study from McKinsey a little bit earlier that there is an exponential growth in interest and focus on AI. Everyone has opening a newspaper these days. They will see the mentioning of AI at least on every second page. And at the just recent completed Success Connect in Las Vegas last month, or 2 months ago, 1.5 months ago, there was not a single session that didn't mention AI at least once. So lots of buzz, lots of interest about AI, and that's also good that there is, because there's a lot of different things. It's not just a new feature in different systems. It's actually fundamentally changing the way we interact with software, interact with systems, and the capabilities that the system can do, not only from the end user perspective, but also as system administrators, system consultants, specialists. It actually affects potentially very much how we work. So just very brief, and you'll have the deck afterwards, and I'm not an SAP person, but I just want to give you a little bit of insights into the SAP AI strategy and how it then translates into SuccessFactors capabilities. So first of all, SAP, they have a strategy called SAP Business AI, and essentially it's riding or betting on multiple horses at the same time. So first of all, SAP is not a one box does it all. There is a large, vibrant ecosystem around SuccessFactors and SAP solutions that allows partners to bring in AI capabilities either as application extensions or as certified applications that work together side by side with SAP tools. Then also in the business technology platform, there are certain AI services available. So customers and partners like us at Effective People, we can build our own AI-enabled applications or extensions to SAP software, both for SuccessFactors and other SAP technologies. And then within each system, whether it's SuccessFactors or Concur or Fieldglass or Ariba or S/4HANA, what have you, then there will be base capabilities within the tool that supports certain use cases and capabilities. And we'll see that, for example, Joule is an example of a base AI capability that's going to be made available. And then on top of that, there will also be certain features that will require or that falls into another category called premium AI. that might require, in certain cases, additional licensing or additional services to get hold of. So the business AI is not just one box, it's actually multiple boxes, both from ecosystem, from third-party providers, ability to build your own built-in capabilities, and then extra capabilities that come around with either with extra services or extra licenses. Now, AI in SuccessFactors or AI in SAP is built based on some principles, and the 3 R's: relevant, reliable, and responsible. We'll come back to that, but that is really important to understand that AI is something that can be really creepy if you think of what AI could potentially do, but it can also be really, really valuable. SAP has built a strategy that's based on 3 core principles. It has to be relevant, it has to be reliable, and it has to be responsible. We'll come back to that in a little while. And then also just this graphic, I know it's quite information rich, but it's just a different way of showing the other one that we had before, that we have some ecosystems, and SAP has partnerships with a variety of software providers that each are addressing the AI challenge. There is then the AI Foundation, which is built on SAP Business Technology Platform, embedded capabilities within each of the verticals, for example, HXM or ERP, S4HANA, the CRM, different applications that SAP is managing, and then also the Joule, which we'll be looking at today, which is not just for HR, but it's actually a solution that spans across all the different verticals. Now, this is AI is also very relevant for BTP. And Pratibha, would you care to take us through this next one?
Absolutely, Eric. I'm going to talk about 2 buzzwords that everyone is talking about, and which Eric also mentioned earlier: BTP, Business Technology Platform, and artificial intelligence. And together they are a powerhouse. You might already know about them, so a quick refresher on it. On SAP BTP. So SAP BTP is a platform for digital innovation. It's an integrated offering which comprising of 4 technical portfolios in it. So database management, analytics, application development, integration, last but not least, intelligent technologies, which includes artificial intelligence and process automations and so on. Now, before we dig into BTP AIs around BTP, just a quick overview on how SAP Artificial Intelligence works itself. So SAP AI broadly has 3 layers to it. So the very first layer is transformative intelligence. So these are ready-to-use business AI scenarios built into SAP applications. Since these are embedded natively in SAP applications, you can consume the functionality without having to code or do anything. For these ones, SAP provides either pre-trained models such as Expensit and Concur, or models trained on customers' own data, like SAP Cash applications. There are functionalities around, for example, sales order automations, automatic invoice processing, and so on. These are, as I said, these are already built-in functionalities available within SAP applications. Next 2 layers that I'm going to talk about are for adaptive innovations. So these are the scenarios where you might have to extend, customize, personalize models that are already available. SAP AI Business Services. These provides libraries of pre-built models that you can use to build AIs, and it also provides personalized recommendations for you. Similarly, there is process automations, which you can use, where you can use pre-built functionalities available. In certain scenarios where you can't use services models that are pre-built and you'll have to create your own model, SAP provides foundation for it. So SAP AI Core and SAP AI Launchpad. So those are the 2 services that you can use. You might have to create your own code, you might have to create your own script, but you can deploy it on BTP services available for you. As you can see on the screen, there are various BTP services available and inbuilt AI capabilities around it. Just touching upon the few, so for example, SAP HANA Cloud. With built-in capabilities, you can analyze the data, you can create your own, for example, store procedure, and do predictive analysis based on the data available. Similarly, data intelligence, AI enables you to extract data from multiple sources, you can fine-tune them, apply machine learning algorithm to the data that is available before you can export it to other third-party applications as well. Now, Eric is going to talk about Joule in a minute, SAP's generative AI copilot with respect to SuccessFactors. But Joule will also be available and integrated with SAP BTP Cockpit to simplify admin experience. Within that, you can ask different questions related to BTP services, what's available. You can also get personalized recommendations or onboard developers or colleagues on BTP itself. So you'll also be able to move from one BTP services to another with Joule. So it's very exciting time. It's not available just yet, but it will be available next year. So yeah, quite a lot of exciting things happening within BTP AI space. I touched upon this already, Eric. So different layers that are available. Embedded AI, which are pre-built, then you can customize it and create custom applications and deploy it into BTP using SI Core, Launchpad, and so on.
Thank you for that overview, Pratibha. Now, going a little bit back then to the product principles mentioned just before, the relevant, reliable, and responsible. I think this is something we'll hear again and again, that in order to build something or to deliver something, it has to be relevant. It has to be something that makes sense for the user experience, whether it's the system developer building BTP applications, whether it's the administrator, whether it's the employee or the manager or the procurement specialist or the finance specialist. It has to be relevant in the context of the industry, in the context of their job. It has to be reliable, meaning we don't want to have AI that gives you wrong answers. It has to work all the time. It has to be stable, provide consistent answers, and also combining relevant and reliable. It has to be contextual. It also has to understand the nature of the person asking the question, and potentially also specific customer-specific processes and procedures, not just standard SAP methods, but also being able to tap into specific customer terminology and customer processes. And then last but not least, being responsible, meaning we have to be aware of the data that we're collecting, how we're collecting the data, what are we using it for, and it has to be ethical. It has to be also very safe, very secure, because AI has the potential of doing exactly the opposite, of collecting data and using it for things it was not intended for. Data security is just becoming more and more important these days. We're at least seeing it's being mentioned more and more when customers talk about cloud journey and what to do. Now, how this then translates into a product strategy, as Pratibha also mentioned, we have different capabilities. We have the generative AI and the conversational AI. This will be both based on partner solutions, and SAP will also build their own. Then for automation and deep learning AI, it will be based on, and this is where automation is typically context in-app automation, such as process support or cross system workflows, things like that. That is within the app, and that's of course or within the applications. That's of course also important that that's built into the tool, but not with third-party products. So how then this translates, we saw the generic picture of extending and scaling applications with available BTP, how this then translates into SAP SuccessFactors. Well, we see innovations happening in all three areas. So starting from top, deep learning, so ability for the system to find out what are the transactions happening in the system, and then build recommended actions or recommend certain things to the end users. And that is, for example, in the Career Explorer, based on your learning activity, the Career Explorer then can help you identify possible next career opportunities inside the organization. Job Analyzer is a capability within a recruiting module that can help you or help the recruiters build more solid job descriptions that that are not using too many abbreviations or not facing certain employee groups or excluding different types of employee groups. And then the all new Talent Intelligence Hub, which is a new capability within SuccessFactors. There is also mapping data from different parts of from different modules and providing personalized recommendations and some deeper insights. Deep learning is probably the area where we have the least to show at the moment, and also where SAP is not yet ready. And so we will be talking a lot more about generative and also the digital assistant. So in generative area, so those of you who are working with SuccessFactors might recognize that, for example, in the goal management module and performance feedback, there's something called Coaching Advisor Writing Assistant that provides ability to write snippets of text based on standard content. So generative AI could, for example, be a capability for managers and employees to give feedback to each other with some sort of generative AI, giving ability to write more meaningful feedback without selecting from predefined texts, which we have been able to do for many, many years, but with an AI machine that provides you with this context. And then Joule, that is a digital assistant. It's a capability we'll be looking at today that allows you to have a conversation with like a chatbot and also take action inside the system. So in context of, for example, giving feedback to someone or creating a job requisition or something else, then instead of going into the system, clicking the system navigation, having an interaction with the digital assistant of that. So a couple of initial use cases for AI and SuccessFactors, and we'll be going to Joule in a very short moment. We talked about the job description generator, which is one of the initial use cases. This is supported today with an integration to Microsoft Teams, or the job description generator is within SuccessFactors. The interview question generator is something that requires the Microsoft Teams add-on, or the integration there, that helps you to create interview questions in the context of the job description. So essentially where the Microsoft AI is analyzing job description and then providing recommended interview questions that you can then use within the system. The roadmap for generative AI is quite wide. There is a very few limited use cases, but for 24, we're seeing there's lots of elements or lots of features planned specifically for first half of 24. So performance goal creation, applicant screening capability, and assisted people management within Employee Central. These are some areas still a little bit fluffy, but we are hoping that it'll become more specific as we move closer to next half. And then other use cases, there's lots of capabilities, potential that could come into the system. I did mention the writing assistant and coaching advisor that falls into the performance goal and performance feedback, but it could also be one-on-one meeting summaries in the continuous feedback. It could be AI learning tutor. It could be learning quiz and assessment generation, because really sometimes people are generating text and without having to write things from scratch or just copying, and then ability to prompt a generative AI and then have help in creating that text, as an example. Within the area of the chat capability, Joule, this is something that is brand new, was announced at Success Connect 6 weeks ago, and it's something that we at Effective People have been part of the beta program. Looks super exciting. It does work. That's great, and it is going to be made available for all customers with this release. Still, SAP has been a little bit reluctant to provide all the details, so there's not a whole lot there, but it is going to be made available, or we'll see it in a little while, exactly how it will be made available. Joule, as mentioned, it's not just a SuccessFactors product or SuccessFactors capability. It's something that can be utilized across all SAP cloud solutions, meaning also WorkZone, SAP Start, and other SAP cloud products will be made available. Technically, it will be the same Joule engine. That's at least what we have been told until now. So you won't have different Joules for different systems. It will be the same Joule. That's of course very important, because as a company you don't want to have too many digital assistants. You want to have only one. Now, what are the key capabilities that Joule offers? So it's a chatbot, yes, but it's trying to support you in different areas. So first of all, get things done a little bit faster for the infrequent user, maybe for the first-time manager that's unsure about how giving quality feedback, for the person who's only hiring 2 people a year, creating a job requisition, meaningful, initiating a process. It can also be to give better insights into your current data, current system, current processes, find out things, create better job descriptions, generating interview questions, increasing the quality of the outcome. So people who are maybe not doing these things on a day-to-day, they get some assistance in performing their jobs in a more qualitative manner. And of course, also keeping end users in full control all the time. The use cases supported with AI today it's generally available. It's only available in English. We'll come to some of the limitations, and there's only certain data centers that does support Joule at the moment. There's limited, don't have too high hopes, we say, but it is impressive what it can do already. And the use cases for the future, once the infrastructure is there, use cases for additional support is practically unlimited. So some of the capability that is supported today is to access your employee profile, perform certain activities, clock in, clock out, and initiate actions. So if you're unsure of performing an action in SuccessFactors, what are the menu items? How do I do it? What's the procedure? Then essentially Joule can help you navigate to the right place, or even also initiate the process or perform part of the process. For example, giving feedback. We'll come to that in a little while. So these are some of the use cases supported with Joule, and I would like to move now to a very short a demonstration of what Joule will be able to do for us within the system. And I will just be moving to the demonstration. And so I am in, so the first use case we'll be showing is within Joule, that I am a manager, and I am looking to provide feedback to a person, or requesting feedback from a person. And that can be done in the continuous feedback in SuccessFactors. It could also have happened from the homepage, but we're starting here in the continuous feedback. So essentially, I've opened Joule by clicking on the Joule link in the top. I'm writing request feedback from whom. Well, the system then, I type in Alex, and then the system says, which Alex do you want to request feedback from? I then click on the Alex and what is the feedback topic. And by clicking entering the feedback topic, in this case, I'm writing personal performance overview. The 3 default questions. Do you want to make changes to the questions is asking? I can select yes or no. In this case, I'll select yes. And then it says, what are the questions you want to answer? What's the new question? I can type in then the new question. Then it says, okay, these are the 3. Are you happy with that? And what is the new question for the 3rd question? Any additional comments? And all is good. And then essentially, would you like to send your feedback request? I'm sending the feedback request. And what is then happening is the system then says your feedback request has been sent. In this case, it's been sent to the continuous feedback module. So instead of going into the continuous feedback and requesting feedback and clicking that button, I've interacted with Joule. And if I then go to request sent, I'll be able to see the request details that has been created for me. So it's, instead of going, and there's a very simple use case here, but if I was in the request details of continuous feedback. I wouldn't be provided with this supporting guidance. So I'm interacting with a digital assistant that helps me take me through the questions, takes me through the process, and then puts the data into the system in the right place. Another example is giving feedback to another person. So in this case, I'm saying I want to give feedback to Alex. Which Alex is it? Of course, you could argue here, if I did give feedback to Alex Hall, why does it propose Alex and Alexander? Why doesn't it take me straight to Alex Hall? But that's, of course, something that might be improved in the future. What's the feedback topic it's asking me for? I'm going to ask for a peer review from Alex Hall. Again, it will ask me what are the three questions, what are the questions 3 to 4? Do you want to make any changes? What is then my answer? I want to give feedback to Alex, and just like when I'm requesting feedback, sending feedback to someone is another use case supported by Joule. Then it's asking me, do you want to send your feedback, yes or no? In this case, I'm saying yes. The system then says, okay, the feedback has been sent to Alex Hall. And then navigating to the system, it will then be able to show me the feedback that has been sent to the person. This was one example of a few different use cases supported with Joule, and that is something that's might be very, very basic just at the moment. It might not be rocket science, but the ability to interact with the system and actually get system contextual support is something that is opening up a whole box of possibilities, considering all the interactions that people have with processes in the system. So let's move on to then some implementation considerations, prerequisites, and limitations. Now, first of all, knowledge about Joule is still fairly limited. We do know things already. And first of all, we know that Joule is not a SuccessFactors only product. It's something that surfaces in all SAP Cloud products. So if you are working at a company where you do have multiple SAP Cloud products, then Joule will be available for all of them eventually. So first of all, prerequisites for Joule is that you have one or more SuccessFactors licenses. It's not a prerequisite to have Employee Central. There are use cases supporting, as we just saw here, for talent, for recruiting, for Employee Central, Employee Profile as well, and other modules will also have Joule support eventually. Joule will require the SAP Identity Access Service, IES, for login. So it supports both single sign-on users and password-based logon users and two-factor authentication users. So that's not doesn't really matter, but you have to have IES. And IES is also something that comes with SuccessFactors these days. And everyone that we implement at Effective People, they have IES today. There might be a few customers still that don't have it, but it is something that everyone should be considering to upgrade to. At the moment, SuccessFactors must be hosted in either European or US data center, and it's actually not all European. It's a Frankfurt data center, and from US data center, I don't have the exact data center of the US on my lips just now, but it's not all data centers. This is as of second half 23. More data centers will be available in next year. We don't have the exact timing, so we're not providing any promises on that one. As mentioned before, or very early on, the capabilities of Joule will be made available for free as part of a platform capability. but there will also be a pay-per-use if it's used heavily. This is something that SAP will be announcing very shortly. We have been told, but we believe we are not yet ready to tell the world. So it's something that will come from SAP, exactly how that will work. But essentially, it will mean that as a company, you can use Joule. You can use it quite extensively, but if you use it really, really much, then there will be a requirement to purchase what is called SAP AI units. So it's like a freemium model, which we see in many cloud products. So not a pay-per-user, but a pay-per-use. So if it's been used a lot, then there might be an extra license fee on top of that. So now, for Joule, there will also be an additional terms and conditions that needs to be signed, and that's due to the technical nature of Joule. So that'll also be a prerequisite for implementing Joule. And then there might also be module-specific implementation requirements. We haven't seen it yet, but our best guess is that if you're going to use this for recruiting, or if you're going to use it for certain features, there might be things that needs to be done or set up in a certain way in the different modules. So this was some of the prerequisites. Prerequisites limitations, they come hand in hand. English language supported only for the time being. More languages to come in 24. I believe Spanish is one of the first ones, and then additional languages will be made available as well. So that's, of course, and we know that at least for European companies, this might be a limitation, but it is something that SAP is working on to resolve in the future. But now the framework is there, we are confident that additional languages will eventually also come. There is currently no limitation on what questions you can ask or people can ask for, but it won't. I mean, our understanding is that Joule will not propose solutions or provide insights to data or suggest things that you're not allowed to. So if you are not allowed to create a job requisition and Joule is able to support you with that, if you ask how do I create a job requisition, it'll tell you, well, you're not authorized to do that, so I'm not going to tell you. Currently, there's limited usage monitoring and insights into navigation of what are people doing. This is something that is on the roadmap, and it is going to be released between or in the near future. Again, it's not a SuccessFactors users monitoring, it's a Joule monitoring capability. So it will be part of the some BTP cockpit, I'm assuming, or maybe it will be in the SAP for me. We're not really sure of where this usage monitoring will be exposed, but it is coming. Of course, also, if there's going to be a pay-per-use, there needs to be some usage monitoring as well. Yep, and then at the moment, let's say that you have some company-specific terminology. If you're using the action search in SuccessFactors, you're able to load your own terminology into that. We would like to see that also in Joule. So the language model that's behind Joule, be able to load customer-specific documents terminology into that. That is currently not yet supported. Probably on the more long-term roadmap, I don't think it's going to be available in the first half of 24. And then also Joule is not that intelligent yet. It can do lots of wonderful things, but it won't remember you from one day or one interaction to another. So that's, of course, both from the SAP AI principles being relevant and also reliable and responsible. It would be nice sometimes that these chatbots, they do remember you, so you don't start from scratch every time. But again, also from an ethical perspective, there's also some challenges in having the chatbot remembering you and knowing everything that you've done. Also, if you were to use the system or use Joule across different platforms, that would, of course, also be a potential challenge. So these are some things. And also, just by the way, on the Joule release, there will be major features, typically on the in-app capabilities, but Joule will also get improvements or receive improvements incrementally between releases. That's what we've been told, because waiting 6 months is just too long time to wait. So there will be incremental improvements to Joule between releases. At least that's what we've been told, and we can also see on the roadmap that there are things that are, for example, with the usage monitoring is coming, fingers crossed, in December this year. So we'll be seeing these things also moving a little bit more dynamic than what we see with SuccessFactors, which has 2 releases per year. All right, good. So we are approaching the end, and I'm just wondering, Ane, if we have any questions from our audience.
We do have some questions. So the first one is the interview question generation capability available now?
I believe so. That was a question to the capability that we saw within the generative AI. So the job description generator is available now. The interview question generator is something that is supported, but it does require the Microsoft Teams integration. So I do believe that this is something that is supported as of now, but it would require a little bit more analysis to check. But because the Microsoft integration is not something that we've done a dozen times yet, we're just scratching the surface.
All right, thank you. And the next question is, will Joule be possible to integrate with other non-SAP technologies?
That's a super good question. And I think the answer, unfortunately, is although we do know that you will be able to build applications on certain AI capabilities in the BTP platform, the answer is no. Joule will be supporting specific SAP products. And I think one of the reasons, I don't know if you know more about this, Pratibha, is that Joule doesn't have an API at the moment. So there's no way to embed capabilities for Joule in other applications. I don't know if you have other insights.
No, you are absolutely spot on that one, Eric. So far, what we have heard and gathered from SAP is that it's primarily for all the SAP applications.
Great. And the next question is, what happened to the conversational AI that was available earlier in the SAP BTP platform?
That's a good question. Conversational AI, as of January 2023, it has been set to maintenance mode. Customers who have got premium, or not premium, but enterprise edition, they can still continue to use it. But apart from that, there's no successor set for conversational AI. But what I'm guessing is with Joule and all the other AI capabilities available with AI Core, AI Launchpad, I think they will be used rather than conversational AI. But please do contact your SAP if you're using, for example, Community Edition and not Enterprise Edition to get information on how you can upgrade it.
Great. And we have one last question. Will it be possible to load our own documentation into the large language model used by Joule?
Yeah, I think super good question. And the scenario is, of course, if you are a company, you have a specific process around approvals or a specific process around feedback or principle within competitive relations, you want to load these guiding principles into the chat capability to make it more relevant. And the answer is currently no. It is in the design framework that it will be possible, but as of now, we're thinking probably in 6 months' time, 9 months' time, we'll know more. But right now, the answer is no, you cannot load your own customer-specific or company-specific documents into the language model. There is certainly going to be a whole lot of things happening in this area. We at Effective People, we've been part of 3 beta programs for different types of digital assistants spanning the past 5 years, and each time is ended with a bit of a flat feeling because the products have been pulled down. Now with Joule and what we're seeing, we're thinking this is the moment, and it's something that AI, I mean, AI will certainly help SAP deliver on its product vision and the priorities. And that is, both in elevating every single employee experience and interactions, creating the future-ready workforce, enabling agile and compliant HR, and also connect HR across the organization to make sure that different parts of the business, they work together. SAP honestly said during Success Connect 6 weeks ago that they're paving the road while they're driving on it, or laying the rail tracks, and that is true. You can't call a single company and have them deliver the final answer on where AI will take us. It is something rapidly changing month over month. There's new capabilities happening or being made available in different products, and different companies are popping up with ideas. We don't know exactly how it will end, but we believe SAP is pretty committed to make this work within the realm of the HR portfolio. So so if you do want to ignite your potential, if you have questions on AI, how to get started, what the license model look like, or if you have a discussions with SAP or considering, then please do reach out to us. We're happy to support you, and it's the future is bright, and we're ready to ignite our own potential, and also the potential of all our customers. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here, and do reach out to us, and if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you for joining. We hope you found this video insightful and inspiring. If you're ready to take your workforce to the next level, visit our website for more valuable resources and solutions.